let's get right into it today. I'm going to demonstrate a variant of an October Caddis dry. So let's get started, and as always, all the materials will be in the description, so please check that out. So let's get started here. I'm using a Tiemco 100 size 10 hook, and we'll start off with some 70 denier burnt orange thread. Let's get this started. Run our thread back to about the barb. Okay. Get rid of the excess thread. Now let's build up a little bit of a taper here. Okay, that'll work. Okay, for the first hackle, I'm using a medium done Whiting's hackle saddle in the appropriate size for the fly. So get that attached. Now make sure that you attach this in such a way that when you go to wrap it, that the concave face of the fly of the feather is facing backwards, facing rearward. Okay, now get yourself some dubbing, some October Caddis colored dubbing. I'm using my own blend. Our October Caddis here where I live aren't quite as bright and vivid as some of them I've seen. So you can use whatever your favorite October Caddis color is on your fly. This color, if you want to copy this, I used about 2/3 to 1/3 mixture of cinnamon caddis to the 2/3, and then some fluorescent orange or bright orange UV colored ice dub mixed with it to give it a little sparkle and a little bit of extra orange. Finish her off. Perfect. Okay, now let's do a quick half hitch here. Let's get our thread up and out of the way here. Now let's wrap the first hackle on. Now make sure that when you first put this on that you get a complete wrap before you start working it up the body. Keep your wraps nice, evenly spaced. Keep them fairly snug. Perfect. Now get it up there. Let's tie this off. Perfect. Now snip off the extra. Okay, let's give it a couple more. Kind of pull back the barbs and give it a little extra there to hold the stem down. Okay, perfect. I'm going to run these back just a little bit. Okay, perfect. Okay. Extra long barb on there. Oh, excuse me if I were to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, now we're going to take a clump of elk hair that's kind of brownish gray. Kind of a natural. Get yourself an okay sized clump of it, probably I would say about about that size. Excuse me again. Wow. Okay, first thing you want to do with this is get the kind of preen it out and get the wool out of the base of it. Now we're going to need to use a hair stacker. So put that in the hair stacker and let's pack that down good. Get all the ends the same length. That should work. Okay. Now, I may not have quite enough here, but I'll add some other stuff to it. There, perfect. Nice and even. Now you're going to want this to run, so when it's laid down, it's about the length of the hook to the at the back of the hook. So pinch that right there. Just cradle that right in where you want that to tie in at. Do a pinch wrap. Get that down, but let's not reef on it yet. Bring this down toward the eye of the hook. Right there. Now you can reef on it. And then work this back up, tying it in as you come back. There. I like the looks of that. Okay, so now take your scissors and let's get rid of the excess up front here. We're going to trim it just as short as you can get it because we're not going to do this October Caddis style. We're going to do it more like stimulator style, and we're going to add one more hackle on the front. Give us some more flotation here. Got a few protruding barbs that are interfering with my eye on my hook. There, I think I got them. Okay, now I'm going to kind of run my thread right up behind the eye. Kind of clean this up a little and wrap backwards one more time, tightening everything up as I go. Make sure it's all how we want it. There. Perfect. Okay. Now you can either put dubbing on this, a little bit of dubbing, or just use the thread. I'm going to opt for just using the thread, as the thread is the same color as pretty much the same color as my dubbing. Now we're going to take a brown hackle or a furnace hackle, and we're going to tie this in right in front of the wing. Same as the rear. Make sure that your concave part of the hackle is facing rearward, so when you go to wrap the hackle on, it will wrap up properly for you. Double your stem back over. Okay, I may have a little bit too much thread on there, but it will work. Okay, put a 1/2 inch in there to secure your work. Okay, let's get our thread out of the way here. Okay, now, like I said, just like the back of the fly, make a complete wrap before you start moving forward. It might try to slide off yeah, just like that. That's what I was worried about. Okay, let's take the thread and we'll secure this in. It's probably going to take a little bit of trimming on those barbs to keep them from going over the eye of the hook, just simply because it likes to slide down the thread. So do the best you can at keeping the eye clean. but don't worry about it because you can clip it clean. Now let's get that stem cut off. Perfect. Okay, now get my thread under control here. Let's pull back the hackles, the hackle on that. Pull back all the barbs the best you can, and let's tie in the head here. Doesn't have to be a real big head. Okay, I'm only going to half hitch this because I'm going to put some super glue on it to hold it all in place. So I'm just going to half hitch it, and it'll help. Not only will it'll work, but it will also help pull back the barbs that have come up forward, and it will help tie them in. But I'll coat that nicely with some super glue and it won't come loose. Half hitch or okay, let's sneak in there and get your thread. Got a piece of deer elk hair out of the way there. Okay, perfect. Everything's clean and out of the way, just how we want it. Now let's take some of your whatever head cement or super glue you prefer. Go right on ahead and use it. I'm going to use some Zap-A-Gap on a brush, and I'll pull my hackle back. I don't want that in the hackle. I don't mind plugging up the eye with it because I can just stick an end of a feather through it and pull it through. It'll clean it out. But if you do it that way, make sure you do it right away, because if you don't, it will set up, and then you're going to have a mess. I'm going to find one that'll fit through there. Maybe this little peacock curl will do it. There. The eye is clean. Well, there you have it. Tie up a few and give them a try. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to us. Until next time.